Enter the realm of KSBM Radio's creation. Student-led from inception to narration. Crafting content from dawn until dusk. All students involved in the work and the fuss. In the heart of Townview where voices reside. Student-led discussions where ideas collide. From interviews with leaders, peers, and businesses. Just watch us work creating innovative content. Every aspect managed with student finesse. From podcast production to social media press. No task too daunting, no challenge too grand. KSBM Radio, we taking a stand. KSBM Radio, students leading the way. Every task idea, we seize the day. Witness now as all of our efforts break through. KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview.
I'm closer to the music.
Broadcasting live from Marvin E. Robinson School of Business and Management, Dallas, Texas.
My radio station.
We are KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview. I'm Santi.
And I'm Des.
Here with my co-host, and today we continue our special SBM 50 and TMC 30 Alumni Series, celebrating graduates who are making an impact in their careers and communities. Our guest today is Miss Chenese Strange, a proud graduate of the Law Magnet Center. She currently serves as a controller for the City of Irving, where she oversees accounting, financial reporting, and internal controls to ensure transparency and accountability in the city's financial operations. With over 17 years of experience in government accounting, Ms. Strange has built a distinguished career rooted in leadership, integrity, and public service. Before joining the City of Irving, she worked as a financial reporting coordinator for the City of Fort Worth and held leadership roles with the Dallas Housing Authority. Ms. Strange holds an MBA from the Texas A&M University Commerce and a Master's in Accounting and Financial Management from the Keller Graduate School of Management. She's a certified public accountant and a certified government finance officer, representing excellence of professionalism in public finance. Ms. Strange, welcome back to Townview. We're so excited to have you. Before we get started, would you like anything to say?
Good morning. Thank you for having me. I'm thankful for the opportunity to speak with y'all today.
Well, it's just an amazing opportunity for us. So we just want to start and dig into the past of when you were here at Townview. So when you look back, what early moments sparked your interest in the business world or just problem solving in general?
It goes back actually before high school. When I was in elementary school, I was a child that played store. I was fascinated with the candy house lady in the neighborhood. I wanted my own store to make money and buy houses for my loved ones. I used to sell candy on the bus during middle school. I've always had an interest in working and making my own money. I actually started working in the summer at 15 to earn money for driver's education through the ISD.
Whoa, that's cool. That's really cool.
Was there anyone who encouraged you to recognize that curiosity?
Actually, it was like my sophomore year in high school. I went on a trip to California to visit my aunt. And at the time, she was working as a bookkeeper in her husband's business. So she explained what she did, and that sparked my curiosity in business. And she encouraged me to go beyond what she was doing and get my accounting degree and also to become a CPA.
And well, during high school, did you always see yourself in finance or, well, you said you did during your childhood, but was there anything, other interests that you discovered yourself when you were in high school?
No, actually, I'm a graduate of Law Magnet. So initially I thought I was going to be an attorney or a paralegal. I always loved math and science classes growing up. But after that trip to California, that's when I realized that I might want to go in a different direction. And that is the beauty of Townview. We're able to explore all different career paths during our time there. We get a lot of exposure.
So what people or experiences at Townview shaped your interest in the business and accounting?
Well, actually, this is the class that maybe venture out into accounting. During law, we had a class, I don't recall the name, but it was a mock trial class. Mm-hmm. And we had to research and argue the case. While I love the research part, the arguing part wasn't for me because my classmates were little Perry Masons and they were taking it so serious. I was like, okay, this is not my interest. So that definitely helped me set on a different path to find my true interest and passion.
But still, did you learn any lessons while your time at Law Magnet Center that you put into in your career in the business world?
Yes, actually, the time in law, and like I said, the research portion I still use today because I love research. I love investigating. I learned that at Townview through those classes, through law enforcement and the legal classes we had, the cluster classes. So I still use those skills I learned at Townview, but also being a part of the band at Townview. Mr. Hill was our band director at the time, and those famous fundraisers each year we would do fundraisers, and back in the day we just all cash, so we would be responsible for the products, counting the cash, giving change, collecting the cash receipts, and keeping accurate records. So I really enjoyed the experience. Like on my way to internship, I would sell candy on the train in the West End, and I saw that the right product at the right time you could sell and make money. So I still use those skills today.
You just mentioned internships. Were there any school
Mhm.
activities or extracurriculars that helped you in that business career, or just during your time in high school?
Yes, my internships I had there was a wide variety. I was at the courts, a file clerk. I worked at a law firm for a while. So I was able to get more so the professional skills, learn those soft skills. I'm not necessarily working in legal or law, but still I learned how to file at the courthouse. So I still file files today. So it's like those skills were valuable and they shaped my career. We had to do interviews and do a resume. So I took those skills with me that I learned at Townview, and they've helped me along my career.
And what was your experience like being in the band in town?
I love the band. The teamwork, the camaraderie. We put a lot of hard work in, over the summers, the band camps, and oh, it was like a boot camp. But that also shaped my career because they taught me work ethic and how to put in the work and what it takes to do the background, build the foundation, and then you can build upon that and grow. And you see after the results, because we would get, go out to Sandy Lake. Sandy Lake's not there anymore, but we would win the competition, band competitions, but we put in all the work. It didn't come overnight. So that's a skill, lifelong skill I've taken with
And I know the band is a social group, so did you ever make any
me.
lifelong connections in Zambia that you can still contact through when you were in your career or just now for just personal relations?
Yes, I said we're going. Well, actually, Townview, we were the first 4-year class of Townview. So some of my friends I met in band, we've been friends for 30 years. So we still are connected, thankfully, through Facebook, and we keep up with everyone's lives, and we can reach out and talk to each other. So it's been a blessing, and having that camaraderie. And met my best friend, lifelong best friend, at Townview, and we're still friends today. She's the godmother of my children. So.
What do you think helped you adjust from high school to college?
The transition from high school to college is more so, mine was honestly a little shaky. My first venture out into college, I went away to Arkansas, and that wasn't for me. It was too country, too slow. I got homesick. So I came back to Dallas, and that's how I went to Dallas Colleges and UTA. So learning that, your path might not be straight, but just keep going and try something different. So if it doesn't work out, just keep going. Don't give up.
And you mentioned Dallas College and UT. How was that like? What was the journey from Dallas College and UT, or just?
During my time there, I had the opportunity to be in class with some great professors. They are very passionate in what they teach. For example, at UTA, I was in Professor Sachs' class, and he's very popular in UTA. He's a government professor. And my speech professor at Dallas College, I still use the skills that she taught us in that class right to this day. So it also taught me balancing work and school because I worked through school as I went to school. So I had to learn time management, keeping your priorities straight, make sure you finish your deadlines and all of that. I learned those skills there.
How did those years influence your career?
It encouraged me not to settle for just doing the minimum. Do what I love and love what I do. That passion we talked about. I'm forever the student. I'm trying to, learn, stay current on new trends that impact my industry, and it taught me the value of perseverance and lifelong learning.
And what was your journey after college? Where did you find yourself?
After college, I went through the banking industry a while. Again, I worked like I graduated Dallas College with associates. So while I was working on my bachelor's, I was working at the bank. So I worked at several banks around Dallas, and I learned career skills, soft skills, how to work with people, and all that. And then eventually, I went. My first full career job was in the county was Dallas Housing Authority as a county supervisor.
And you mentioned working at several banks, so I can just imagine all the
hmm
interviews, all the people you had to talk to. Is there any advice for students that you like to give for those who are like trying to reach out or learn how to network?
Yes, be confident in your skills and what you've learned. Coming from Townview, the school it still has a wonderful reputation, and I'm proud to see that. So when I tell someone I graduated from Townview, it still means something. So be proud in what you've learned so far, and be confident in what you've your skills you've obtained. When you have and don't be afraid to ask for, if you know someone who's working in that career path that you're interested in, ask, reach out for advice, network with them. Maybe they're willing to sit down for, a quick session or Zoom call to give you advice on how to enter into that particular field, and have your resume, and be confident in the interview. I've been on several interview panels, and that's what I would like to tell the person. Be confident in your abilities. Express yourself clearly.
So I'm going back to your job at the Dallas Housing Authority. What do you think
Mhm.
your job teaches you about accounting and yourself?
It taught me a lot. Again, that was my first supervisory job. I was 28, so it taught me that I was more resilient than I realized. At DHA, I was able to develop my problem solving and customer service skills, and leading with empathy and understanding, because beyond the numbers, our work impacted vulnerable families' lives. We're dealing with people in public housing, Section 8, and maintaining the accounting records is not just about getting the spreadsheet right. It was important to have the accurate records, because that can mean someone not getting credit for the rent they paid and possibly facing eviction. So what we did every day mattered.
And were there any habits that you had to make or get rid of in order to still be successful in that first supervisor position?
Yes, don't take things like, don't get offended. If someone's coming to you, they're frustrated, again, dealing with housing. This is one of the basic skills we need to have. We need to have a place to stay. So someone's coming in, they're upset, they're frustrated, they've talked to several people before they got to me. So I don't take, they're mad, they're cussing, they're not cussing me. They're mad at the situation. So don't take offense to it. Kind of roll it off, look at the frustration, what they're really trying to say. Don't react to the attitude. I learned that there. You had to and develop patience. And while they're all bad and blowing up, I'm over there looking on the computer trying to see how I can solve their issues. So things like that.
And do you think being more resilient and more patient helped you a whole lot more better as you moved on into bigger positions?
Oh yes, for sure. Because again, if it doesn't happen the first time, you have a plan. You think you know how to solve the problem. If that doesn't work, try again. Do something different. Working together. If I don't know the answer, somebody else might know who's been there before me or longer than me. So working together, having that teamwork, and definitely being patient. Being patient with people, working with people, your customers, because you're there to do a job, and you're in the best interest of for their organization. So
What inspired you to return for your MBA and master's while working?
it was a point in my career that I wanted to advance. I had tried, interviewing and applying for like different roles, and I wasn't getting much traction. So I felt it was necessary at that time to further my education.
And while juggling school, work, and family, how did that help build your perseverance?
Juggling work, school, and family definitely taught me how to stay focused under pressure, managing competing deadlines and priorities. It strengthened my perseverance by showing me to keep moving forward, even when things got challenging. Stay committed to my goals, no matter what. And like again, if one thing didn't work, try something else, but don't give up.
And I know that journey must be really hard because you're juggling a lot of things. And I just want to ask, what is something that you found yourself believing and thinking of in order to keep going? Because some people find religion, some people think about their family. So what was in your mind?
Those are my top two. Definitely, I relied on my faith and my family, keeping that in mind because my girls, just thinking, okay, if I give up on myself, what example I'm teaching them. So even though the journey was long and bumpy, I didn't want to give up because what am I teaching them? What example am I leading? So that was my why and what a lot of stuff I do. And then just keeping the faith and trusting God. He has the right plan for me.
How did you deal with the stress when you found things a little difficult while trying to juggle everything?
I try to have some time for yourself because I was, sometimes I don't even know how I did it honestly because I was working and then we have busy season at work and then I'll go have to have class in the evening, then my family. So I still try to carve some time out for me to do some personal interests that didn't have anything to do with school or work. Like I love reading, so I would read for just fun, not just read to learn something. So to have that, block some time with the family, put them in, of course, keep them priority. I have stuff to do, but if that meant I stay up later after they go to sleep and do my work, I still have some time carved out in my schedule for them to where I could just decompress and chill and then start the next day.
And then afterwards, you earned your certified government finance officer and your certified public accounting. First, we just wanted to ask, can you explain what that is for the people who may not know?
Mhm. The CGFO is a Certified Government Finance Officer, and that's issued through the Government Finance Association of Texas. And that is a certification designation. You take tests for government accounting, and it just represents that you have a level of knowledge and expertise in governmental accounting. And Certified Public Accountant is a national certification, and that's for people who major in accounting or in the accounting industry. You again take four tests. You have to study, and it's a wide range test. And once you pass the four tests, then you receive your license. And actually, in Texas, you technically cannot be called an accountant until you're a CPA.
So, what did earning your CGFO and CPA mean to you?
It meant a great deal to me because it represented the years of hard work, discipline, and growth. I had accounting experience, but it wasn't until I got those certifications that it's like, oh, okay, she really does know what she's doing. It validated my commitment to excellence in both public finance and accounting, and it gave me the confidence to lead with both my technical expertise and integrity. And it's just, again, another way of showing, like, yes, I had this experience, I worked these places, but this kind of just sealed the deal and had that confirmation.
And then afterwards, you went on to the city of Fort Worth. Can you just tell us about that?
Mhm. My time in City Fort Worth, I was there 7 years. It prepared me well because it exposed me to complex financial operations, large municipal environment. They're now, I think, ranked number 11 in the nation as far as population size. I gained valuable experience in governmental accounting, audit coordination, financial reporting, and also strengthened my technical foundation and also people skills. Because again, not everybody's going to like you, not everybody's going to work with you. Everybody has different personalities, but you have to navigate those challenges to get the results done. So you have to work with all people. Not everybody's going to look the same as you, come from your same background. So you have to develop those skills, and that definitely during my time at Fort Worth, I learned those skills, and I carry those into my current role.
So, how did your time at the city of Fort Worth prepare you for your current role today?
Definitely the leadership I learned, the key lessons that guide my leadership, clear communication, collaboration, accountability. No one knows everything. Be willing to learn from others as they learn from you. If someone, you might have a plan or what your thoughts, but listen to someone else, they might, have more experience or they've learned or they've had that same, similar situation, kind of being open-minded. Strong relationships are key. Building that trust and leading by example.
And can you tell us a time when you used those skills when you were working that helped the situation that it actually you saw it, come to life?
Every year, I worked in the financial reporting team. So as coordinator, I had my own assignments, but also I was responsible for the team getting their assignments done. So we definitely had to use those skills of working together, um, communicating constantly. Like, okay, this we have these deadlines we have to meet in order to reach our goal. So if someone wasn't, maybe if they needed additional assistance, talking to them, working out, arranging, okay, if I can't help you, maybe someone else can. And but we have that collaboration going back and forth because we're a team. So we have to reach the goals together, the deadlines. So having those and that definitely a lot of communication, a lot of patience. But we met our goals. So
But now you're in the city of Irving. So we just want to ask, what goals
hmm
or initiatives are you most excited to pursue in in the coming years?
um, the goals and the upcoming goals, new, fairly new. It's almost 6 months, but I'm excited to continue strengthening financial transparency and efficiency through process improvements and staff development, using the tools that are out there. AI is this new trend, and it's like learning it, so we're not afraid of it, but understanding the tool and the potential that it can help us use in government accounting safely without compromising the data and people's information, but helping us use it as an efficiency tool.
And how do your goals connect to why you entered public service?
They correct. My goals connect directly to why I enter public service to make meaningful impact through accountability and service to others, improving processes and developing people ensures that our public resources are used wisely because we are operated through taxpayer dollars. So we want to make sure we're using them to the best ability and stewarding those resources to get the most impact for the community we serve.
And I just wanted to ask real quick, when people, not a lot of classes are offered for the business, and if you're not in like Townview Manning Center and you're in public high school, you may not learn money the same way other students learn. So I just want to say, if you could change how young people learn about the money, about the business finance world, what would that look like? Like, how would you change it, and what would you emphasize on teaching?
I make financial education more practical and relatable to all, like teaching budgeting, credit, savings, taxes, especially taxes, early on through real life examples. Emphasize the why behind money decisions, helping young people see finances not just numbers, but tools for your stability, your freedom. Like if you want to pursue your own business, if you want to go, further your career through a job, but money is a tool to complete your goals, accomplish your goals, and using it wisely. Because I wish I had those life lessons along the way. Because I've worked a long time, but in saving and investing, and had I learned that early on, I would have been further on, with my financial goals. So it's good to learn them at this age.
And but what skills do you see that are missing in these people and people when they come to you and ask questions? Like, what's something that they should have learned a while ago but they couldn't?
Basic financial skills, again, the budgeting, saving, understanding your credit, um, making your decisions not just for today, but your future. Keeping that in mind, long term, just don't live for the moment. Yes, it's fun to go out and hang out, but some of my money, let's put it into a savings account for future. Something might come up when you're working. The importance of investing, like in the 401k, 457s, that are offered to you at the jobs. And when they do the corporate match, please match at least that. If your company matches 2% of your savings, save at least 2%. That's just word to the wise and roll it over. So you can have that. That's just basic things like that. And the importance of taxes. Yes, taxes are not fun, but not complying causes you more headaches down the road. So.
And
What advice would you give young women and students of color who would want to go into the finance field?
I tell young women and students of color to believe in your voice and your value. Don't be afraid to take up space, ask questions, keep learning. You're valuable, you're important. Build relationships early on. Seek mentors that reflect your goals. And remember that your representation matters. You belong in every room where financial decisions are made, even though you might be the only one, but you matter.
So, what mindset or habit has been the key? T.
For me, consistency and the growth mindset has been key. I focus on showing up every day, doing the best I can, staying teachable, even though I'm the boss. I'm open minded because I like to hear from other people's perspectives. Because again, I went to my role. Everyone has different perspective and background. So having that open mind and being transparent, listening more than you speak, you learn so much and observe people because it's not always what they say, but the actions and reactions, kind of learn to read the room. That helps me.
And 10 years from now, what legacy or impact do you hope people remember about you and about some actions that you took along your career?
I hope people remember that I led with integrity, compassion, purpose. I want my legacy to be a culture of excellence and service where the people felt value. They weren't just a cog to do a job. I aspire them to grow and be their best self because I led by example in doing that, because I'm still doing that to this day. And I want them to be proud of the positive impact we made together.
So, what does success mean to you beyond just titles?
Success to me is living with purpose and making a positive difference in the lives of others. If I could share my experience with someone else to help them avoid a mistake or to grow, that's a success in my eyes. Using my skills to serve well at work and in my community is success, and it's not just about achieving titles or recognition.
So, you told us you were the boss. We were just wondering, like, what does a typical day look like for you?
For a controller, it varies. Ultimately, I'm overseeing the financial operations here for the City of Irving. So we're making sure that we're up to date on our deadlines. If we have any questions from other departments, financial issues, we work to resolve them or coordinate the resources. I'm on teams now for long-term planning, not just, again, that thing you learn. If you can learn it young, it's great to think about. Yes, we have to do our current resources, figure out what's today's plan, but we also have to keep in mind the future and what's the city's goals, our priorities for the council, city manager, and because we need the finances to operate those. You know, for example, they're building a new library. We have to find the finances and budget to make that happen. So we have to manage the resources, know where we are financially to do those things for the benefit of the city. So.
And now we're just going to ask our KSBM signature question before we close things off. So if you could go back and give advice to your high school self, what would you say?
I'll tell my high school self, trust the process, not be afraid of the journey. Every challenge is going to prepare you for something greater. Stay focused, keep your faith strong. Know that your hard work and authenticity will open doors you never imagined. Enjoy every moment because high school comes and goes so quickly. I can't believe it's been almost 30 years since I graduated. So enjoy the time there. Take advantage of those opportunities while you're at Townview.
So thank you, Ms. Strange, for joining us and sharing your incredible journey from your foundation at the Law Magnet Center to your leadership as a controller for the City of Irving. And your story reflects the power of persistence, professionalism, and passion for public service. You're a true example of the excellence that comes from Townview. And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in. This is what our SBM 50 and TMC 30 Alumni Series is all about. Celebrating graduates who continue to make a lasting difference in their fields and communities. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, on our social media, and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Until next time, this has been the KSBM Radio, the Voice of Townview.
Stay awesome.
Thank you for listening to KSBM Radio, the Voice of Townview.
My radio station.
We hope you enjoyed the great content and great discussion, all from a student's perspective. Make sure to follow us on Twitter for the latest updates at KSBM_TVT or on Facebook at KSBM Radio.
Add them on Facebook.
Check them on Facebook.
Take care.